San Diego's County Board of Supervisors launched a new project on Tuesday to help Alzheimer patients, caregivers, and researchers address the disease that afflicts more than 60,000 people living in the San Diego area. Here with more on the issue and the county's new plan are caregivers Mary Ball, president of San Diego's Alzheimer's Association, and Ken Ulrich, an Alzheimer's ambassador to elected officials. Welcome.
Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you.
Mary, what is the goal of this new County Board of Supervisors project?
Well, as the regional public health agency, the goal is really to create awareness about Alzheimer's disease and other dementias and figure out as a community, how can we better help and support both the people with the disease and the people caring for them.
And I know it's kind of in flux right now. They're sort of gathering information, and Ken, you might be a part of that. I know about 80% of people with Alzheimer's are being cared for at home in San Diego County, and you were one of those people. You cared for your wife, Lee Ray, before she passed away. Would you share a little bit of your story with us, what that was like?
Sure. Well, there's nothing that you can do that prepares you for an experience like that. You just never think it's going to happen to you. Caregiving is has a tremendous impact on the caregiver, him and herself. It takes a physical toll on you, it takes an emotional toll, and it takes a financial toll. My goal every day, and you really do take it day by day, you just don't plan a week ahead or 2 weeks ahead, it's day by day. My goal every day was to keep her safe, to keep her fed, to keep her comfortable, physically comfortable, and to keep stress away from her.
And you worked at that 24/7.
Yes.
At night, they tend to wonder, what did you do to sort of try to keep her safe in the evenings?
I was very lucky. Not everybody gets that wandering symptom. Lee Ray, she did maybe 3 or 4 times. She got up and she wandered around the house. Once I rolled over in bed and I noticed she wasn't there, and I found her sitting on the couch out in the living room. I discussed that problem at the caregiver support group I went to every week. And somebody there suggested I take Christmas bells, you have it on your Christmas tree, and I draped them over the doorknobs around the house, and I would close the doors at night, and so if Lee Ray opened it, the bells would ring and hopefully theoretically wake me up. I also had to do things like take the knobs off the stoves, and I bought one of those expandable gates that people with children have to keep little kids from wandering down the hall. I put one of those gates like in the hallway. Just little things like that.
Little things and big things. It's an 8 to 10 year, typically, I understand,
Yes.
progression of the disease. Mary, how is the Alzheimer's Association going to be involved in the county's project?
Well, we're partnering with the county on this effort and hoping to bring in many other organizations because there aren't a lot of resources out there for families when they're caring for somebody 24 hours a day. And again, the Alzheimer's Association supports thousands of families. But when we have 60,000 people today living with the disease, and that number is estimated to double in the next 15 years, as a community, we've really got to figure out how are we going to support all of these people facing Alzheimer's or another dementia. So we're thrilled with the county's leadership role in the area of Alzheimer's.
And will that leadership role help in boosting fund for research? Because I know Diane Jacobs said that she wanted to team up with researchers, and I was trying to figure out realistically how that might work.
Well, the majority of research funding comes from the National Institute of Health, which is part of the federal government, and we are certainly hopeful that the county is going to use all of their clout to increase dollars for Alzheimer's research and bring those dollars here to San Diego, because we have tremendous researchers here in San Diego with the Salk Institute, Sanford Burnham, the Scripps Research Institute. So we think there's an enormous opportunity here to make progress towards a cure.
And can you actually try to educate lawmakers and politicians on the needs of patients and their families?
Yes.
What would you like to see come out of this Alzheimer's project?
In addition to what Mary just described, the nexus of research and things like that to go on in San Diego County, I think the county can play a really vital role in interfacing with our congressmen and congresswomen back in Washington, D.C., because the only way out of this dilemma, this huge public health problem we have, the only way out of it is more money for research through the NIH, and only Congress can do that.
All right. Well, Ken Ulrich and Mary Ball, thank you both so much for bringing this to our attention and talking with us.
Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you.